Welcome back, Romantic Home family, and welcome if y'all are new. I am Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a DIY fall garland. We are going to be making this using, you guessed it, a pool noodle. Check this out, you guys. It is so gorgeous. So we're going to be using some Dollar Tree Deco mesh, some ribbons and florals that I just have floating around in my craft stash. And you guys, these come out so amazing. They're so easy to use. We're going to be adding this to my mailbox for fall. Oh my goodness. Okay, so all you guys need is a pool noodle, about 3 to 4 rolls of Dollar Tree Deco mesh, some ribbon, and some florals. And you guys, I literally just dug into my craft stash for this one. Decorate on a budget. Consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's totally free. You guys know I'm over here doing all of my seasonal decor, which I love, love, love. Thank you guys so much for being here. And also pop over to my Olivia's Romantic Home DIY Facebook page where I share daily crafting inspiration with you guys. I'm also thinking about a new giveaway for you all. Super excited for that. So stay tuned. Without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. Okay, sweet friends, for this first Dollar Tree DIY, you're gonna need a couple rolls of Dollar Tree Deco mesh, and I'm just gonna cut them in about 8-inch cuts. You guys can really cut them about as big or as small as you want. And then I also had some of this little Dollar Tree. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like tulle, and I went ahead and cut some of that up as well. And then this is the last of my Dollar Tree ribbon, so I'm just going to cut that up. But what we want to make here is a big, beautiful fall mailbox garland, but this garland actually could just go anywhere. So it doesn't have to be on a mailbox. It could easily go on a cabinet, a table, so many versatile uses for it. I'm also cutting up some of this thrifted ribbon. I just want to have a lot of little cuts because I want to make bundles to go across this entire pool noodle. Now let's go ahead and make some bundles. So I'm taking 3 of my pieces of the Dollar Tree Deco mesh. I'm going to pinch them in my fingers. You can also kind of roll them up. And then I'm going to add a layer of the tulle. And then I'm going to choose one of the ribbons and just kind of bundle that up. So I also like to use zip ties, but you guys could very easily use pipe cleaners. That would work as well and be very, very budget friendly. As I've gotten older in my crafting and decorating journey, pipe cleaners are a lot harder for my fingers to handle, and zip ties are definitely my go-to. So once I've made a bunch of bundles, I'm just going to go ahead and zip tie them to my pool noodle. This is super easy to do. And I think this season, one of the biggest things I've been crushing on is the pool noodle garland. I really love these because there's so much structure that goes into these, and they're so much easier to use than the grapevine bases that most of the fall garlands come on. And I love that you can just bend them around. So it's going to be perfect if you guys are using them for a mantle, or like I'm going to use this for my mailbox floral. So I did go ahead and just zip tie them onto the pool noodle, and in advance of this I did cut my pool noodle in half because it's not really necessary for me to have the full pool noodle. Now if you guys want to use the full pool noodle is good to use if you want to make this kind of garland go over a mirror. So you just slice a cut in it, but you keep the pool noodle together, and that way it can just like grip onto a mirror. I'm actually going to do some bridal florals that are similar to that for my kiddo's wedding. Super excited for that to be coming up. But you're just going to go ahead and do a bunch of these bundles all the way down your pool noodle. So for this, I used 3 rolls of deco mesh from Dollar Tree, the small kind. I used 2 rolls of ribbon and then 2 rolls of that kind of funny tulle stuff. And that's basically just a filler for a little bit of color. I wish I would have had orange deco mesh, but I'm using what I already have in my craft stash this season. Rather than going out and buying new things, I'm repurposing and reusing everything. I feel like I have so much already, and I'm really kind of honing in on reducing and reusing more. So trying to just be a little bit more conscious, I guess, of the environment, conscious of my spending, and conscious of using things that I already have, because why accumulate more if I'm not even using the things that I already have? So that is my mindset for this season. I hope you guys are along for this journey, and stick with me because it's looking kind of funny. You're like black, white, green, and orange. I'm not sure about this, but it's all going to come together in the end, I promise. So once I have all of my bundles on, it looks kind of cute and fluffy, but it doesn't really look like much at all yet. But I promise you guys, it's all going to come together. And think about fall colors. We're just kind of laying down the base with our greens and our oranges, and the black and white is more than anything just a filler. So you can see off to the side, I have my big bucket of florals, and these I just kind of scraped out of several different totes of my fall decor that are still floating around. And I still have even more fall florals. Believe it or not, you guys, I still have not reached the end of my rope, so there's definitely more fall tutorials coming. But I'm simply going to clip off some of the sunflowers. I feel like I want my mailbox to be really bright and sunshiny. I love seeing all the little neighbor kids walk by after they get off the bus. It reminds me of when my kids were little, and I have a really cute clip at the end of this video of one of their little cute goings on. But I just want my area in my home, or outside of my home, not in my home, to just look happy and festive and sweet and cute. I need to put my little scarecrow up because he's really cute too, but I hate to put him up without having real pumpkins around him. I feel like he looks just kind of odd just hanging out. So I'm hoping that Walmart is going to get some of those real pumpkins out. I even might try to figure out how to DIY some like big pumpkins, maybe with some bags of leaves. I don't know, I've seen people do that before. But I want it to look nice and classy because, you know, I'm hosting my future daughter-in-law and my son's bridal rehearsal. We're not doing the rehearsal dinner here, but we're just going to do the rehearsal because I have that big space on my back porch. And so super excited for that. So I really want my house to be all glowing and romantic and sweet for that. So the wedding is coming up. It's almost about a month away. So I'm getting so excited. Little butterflies are in my tummy. This weekend, I'm going to be working on, I have 3 more of these pool noodle garlands to make for her walkway. I have 3 of them already done, so I just have 3 more. And then I am going to make a couple of mirror swags. Probably 1 or 2 pieces for 1 mirror is what I'm trying to say. We also got in all of the florals. We ended up ordering the bouquets and the bridesmaids little bouquets off of Amazon. We just kind of price checked, and that was really the most budget friendly option for the best deal. And then we don't have to mess with real flowers. So even though I love real flowers, but these look so realistic, I think it's just going to be gorgeous. And it's just more of a no muss, no fuss. Now, everything is looking beautiful so far with this little sunflower garland, and I hope you guys are inspired to make something pretty and happy for your front area. Even if it's just a fun little fall mat or a little pretty wreath, it's just nice to do some seasonal decor because I feel like it marks, okay, here's a new season. And I love new seasons. You guys know that I've gone through some pretty big changes over the last couple of years, and this is a new season for me too. Okay, so here is how that little sunflower garland is looking, and I'm going to simply attach it to my mailbox. Super easy to do. I painted my mailbox this summer. It used to be black, and now it's white. It's holding up really good too. So to tie this on, I just took 2 zip ties and tied it to either side of the pool noodle garland, and then I used 1 zip tie in the center to tie it all together. Now, I really realized that I needed to make a swag for the base of my mailbox floral because I love the way the mailbox floral looks, but I don't like those rocks on the base. I live on a hill, and my son accidentally knocked over my mailbox, and there's no real good way to dig down into it. So we just ended up having to put it into a planter and put a bunch of rocks around it. So this, I'm just repurposing and reusing a little Dollar Tree floral that I made. So it's a Dollar Tree garden gate kind of cut up in the back, and then I have greenery attached to it, and then I'm just going to add a bunch of these florals that I already have. So I'm going to layer leaves and then sunflowers on top to match the mailbox part. And here is the final look on my little swag for the base of my mailbox, because my mailbox has to be over the top and just blooming with joy. I attached it also with some pool noodle, or not with some pool noodles, with some zip ties, because you guys, I get so much wind up here on my hill, and I think it ties in perfectly with the rest of my little garland that I created. This is my new go-to garland for my mailbox, because the one that I put up here for the summer, it held up really, really well. Now my mailbox does get blown over probably a couple times this season, just because we get really heavy wind up here, guys. And I know we'll probably get some, around October, we'll get some storms and whatnot. But I'm really hoping that this one holds up just as well as my springy summer one did. The summer one, the mesh did get a little frayed from the heat, and it having been blown over. It got blown over in like a spring storm, and it got kind of dirty. So hopefully that doesn't happen to this one, but so far so good. And I did order some pink letters for my mailbox. I have them covered up with a piece of paper because I don't need too many visitors at my front door. But the pink, did I say pink letters? The pink numbers look really, really cute, although I will say they don't stay on very good. So word to the wise, if you guys are ordering those on, I may just end up painting the numbers on my mailbox. But I think it turned out super adorable. Let me know what you guys think. Now I have to share with you guys something super funny. I have a new pet. Hold your breath. This new pet, I'm just going to have to name him Spike. He is an armadillo that has decided to take up residence on my front porch in my area. I am not for sure why, and I do not know what to do about him. Tinky, my cat, is scared of him, number one. Benji Bear does not like him. He scared the dickens out of me, but then I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to have to make peace with him. There's Tinky, my cat, over there to the left. You can see she's not having any of this spikeness. So I don't know what else to call him besides Spike. I feel like that's a good name for him. He's a really odd little guy. He has been digging into my yard. Now, this is the first time I've ever had an armadillo visitor. I looked online and it said they're pretty harmless, just to kind of leave them alone, but I don't know that I want Spike digging in my yard all year long. So let me know if you guys have any experience with armadillos. Like, I tried to kind of get him to scoot along, but he really doesn't. He's just really doing his own thing. Now, I was beginning to feel a little bit under the weather. My sweet daughter actually surprised me yesterday, and she came home from college, and I got home from yoga, and there she was. And oh my goodness, my sweet girl, my heart, my everything. I was so happy to see her, but she was sick. So Mama took care of her for the whole day, and then she ended up rallying and loading up a little bit more clothes and some homemade food. This is some bread that I made. And she went on back. I did call her and check on her today, and she's feeling a little bit better, but she got excused from class for 2 days. So anyway, there was that, but my heart kind of just did a little flippity flop, have her home and then kind of missing her. So here's Benji Bear. He is losing his mind, and it is the cutest thing. So my neighbors have little kids, and I'm gonna have to share with you guys, the little boy has this Jeep that he drives, and he was driving his Jeep and it had just started sprinkling, and he had his sister in the Jeep, and she was holding an umbrella over both of them. This is so something that Max and sis would have done back in the day. So I have to share with you guys, look how cute they are. So thank you guys so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafting and decorating adventure. It's such a true blessing and honor to have each and every single one of you guys here. For those of you all that are new, welcome. I'm Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home. I'm a DIY crafting mama, and I have a passion for sharing fun, budget-friendly, easy to find materials, and how to make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget. So if you guys love that, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's totally free. It helps me out so much, as I am a full-time content creator. And pop over to my Olivia's Romantic Home DIY Facebook page, where I share daily crafting inspiration with you guys, as well as some recipes thrown in there. Lately I have gotten into making homemade bread, so let me know in the comment section if you guys want to see that. And when I say homemade bread, I just make like really easy bread. I think they call it soda bread, to where it's just flour, water, oil, baking soda. I think, is that all? Yeah, it's super easy to make and it comes out super delicious. So anyway, thank you guys again for being here. Now let's pop into our devotional for today. So I have been reading with you guys out of this devotional called He Whispers Your Name by Sherry Hill. You can grab it off of Amazon. And this one is called The Great Provider. I am your great provider. There is nothing too difficult for me, and there's no miracle that I can't perform in troubled times. Saturate your mind with my promises. They will give you hope when all things seem gone. My truth will help you to rise above your distress and drive you deeper into your faith. I never run out of resources to help you in times of trouble. I want you to know that my grace will always be sufficient for your every need. I restore and redeem. Trust me to be faithful in every way that you need me to be. When you're fearful and feeling alone, come to me in prayer and ask for my help. Focus on what is true and believe that I'm at work in your circumstances. Do not allow yourself to give in to the fear that comes with not feeling in control. Remember that I am always sovereign, always in control, and you can be certain of one thing: I will provide you with everything. So live in the hope that I've given you in my promises and cling to the measure of faith I've given to you. I will take you from glory to glory as you live from faith to faith. Command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. And that's 1 Timothy 6:17. So God provides all of our needs, and that is amazing. And God wants us to be steadfast on Him when we get afraid. A friend of mine recently just called me right before I started filming this video, and she has a lot of worries for her dear brother. And so I just kind of sat with her and talked with her, and it just kept coming back that God provides all, God walks through this with us all, and that no matter what we try to control, we can't always control the outcome of different situations, health problems, problems in general, and the majority of what we worry about don't necessarily happen. So, I just tried to give her some peace that God is holding her hand and walking her through this. And just that reminder that if you guys are going through any type of health scares or circumstances, or if you're really ill or have a really ill loved one, just know that God is right there walking you through this. And we don't always have the answers, and sometimes all we can do is live day by day. So I want to hug all of your hearts so tight. If you all need prayer, please drop those prayer requests down below. I'm wishing you a gorgeous, blessed day. I love you guys. I'm thankful for you. And until our next video, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and we'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.